Sam, I remember it well. Total eclipse of the sun. Bloody fabulous. Great idea, as it was a real one too.
Yeah, a lot of action going on with the bench today in the chat.
Yeah. What's it? 2 weeks yesterday now, when the post should be up. I don't know how many.
I got a representation of the post there as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's not the right. I didn't put the right words on it. I just left it like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's tidy. Yeah, I don't know what the update is with the discs.
Yeah. I'm sure Michael will tell us if he comes on. I mean,
if there is any update, but
is he? Isn't he? Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it's tonight, isn't it? The Halloween thing.
Oh, I don't know. Halloween is on the 31st normally, isn't it? Yeah. But I don't know whether he's having it tonight. But obviously Kipper's not going to be on.
No.
What Sam said he'd be on, didn't he?
Yeah. So I don't know, we'll just do a chat and see what's happening.
Yeah, see what's going on. But I was thinking, I don't know how complicated it'll be with that bloke, if he'll be able to create a QR code on one of those plaques that he makes. But if he can't do that,
you can get them done online.
But I think if we got the name of the page that's referring to all about the bench. So if that is on there, people can search. There's already people who joined the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I join? I got invited.
Pardon?
I got invited.
Well, yeah.
Invited to be an admin as well.
Yeah. No, but there's people other than us, people I haven't heard of, because I looked at it yesterday, and whereas there was something like, I don't know, 6 or 7 members, all of a sudden, yesterday noticed there were 14 members. So people have obviously found it. And
we haven't put it up on Isle of Langland, have we?
No, we haven't advertised it, but they've obviously found it. And because we said that we were going to make it a public page, obviously they've just joined it.
That's great. Good.
So all of us, once people have joined, I invite them to become admin, because Morgan joined as well.
Yeah.
And so I invited her to be admin because I thought there's a good chance that she'd be able to carry on the good work.
I have been talking to her about that as well. And I was telling her about that, what our thoughts are. We're thinking of the future. It's obvious that we're not going to be here forever.
No,
we're not ready to go just yet, but you got to put these provisions in, haven't you? So it's what Mike said to me when I was admin. I was the only person admin on Langland. He said, "Look, don't you think you better get another admin in? So because if you pop off, what's going to happen?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah. Well, what are you doing?" He said, "I said, will you be admin as well?" He said, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah. So it does make it. Obviously, the bigger the group is, it is more sensible to have more than one people doing the admin side of it. Otherwise, I think I did see once there is a page that I think you can put your wishes down. So if you did have a big group and you popped your clogs all of a sudden,
Yeah.
You can make your wishes known, type of thing, for somebody to take it over. But obviously, it's nice. You wouldn't want to be, so and so's gone, and then all of a sudden you have a message from Facebook. Just before he went, he put your name down to become admin, so it's over to you. I think it is better to find somebody that's happy to volunteer to do it.
Right, yeah. I'm going to ask Morgan if she wants to be admin for Isle of Langland as well, because she's well into it. She loves it.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Morgan, she may have her own ideas how to do some things.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's really,
people have got different ways of thinking. I don't know, have you seen it? I've seen it on a couple of groups that I'm in, somebody selling tickets for Taylor Swift, right? Now, I've never gone to see Taylor Swift, but I don't know if it's the same person or whether it's a group of people selling tickets for a concert. And the other day, I noticed on one of the motorhome groups I'm in, it was a girl, I can't remember her name now. She created a post that she had 2 Taylor Swift tickets to sell for a particular concert, and said how much they were worth and how much she'd be prepared to accept for them, right? But what she'd done is, though, she turned off commenting. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's been dead cert that it's a scam post, right?
Yeah, for sure.
She said, contact me by direct message. And so you can't put a message on there to warn people that it's a scam post because she's turned off commenting. So
Hey, Sam.
Hello, Sam. All right.
Hi,
so I created a new post to let everybody in the group know. And I wrote down this girl's name and I said, as far as I'm concerned, she should be kicked out of the group. Because one of the rules on the group is that there's no selling on there. But this, why would you turn off commenting if you want to sell something? And so one of the admin guys messaged me, the guy that I never met him, but spoke to him a couple of times via message. And he said, thanks for the post. A couple of sarky people sort of said, why do we all need to know about this? And I thought, well, you thick so-and-so, I'm trying to avoid people from getting scammed.
Yeah, right.
And so the guy said, I don't like to kick her out of the group straight away. I'll message her, and I'll give her 24 hours to respond. And he said, if she doesn't respond in 24 hours, then I'll kick her out of the group.
No.
Personally,
what group is it? Is it history of it?
It was just one of the motorhome groups that I'm in. It is.
All right, I'm with you. Right, I get it.
She put a post in there, and I've seen several of them on different groups selling tickets for Taylor Swift concert.
All right.
But the first time I've noticed this, she created the post, but straight away turned off commenting on it. So you weren't able to sort of put scam, beware, or whatever,
Well, and that's what it was. You sussed out it was a bit of a scam, did you?
Yeah. So she didn't reply back to this guy who's admin, and so then 24 hours later he kicked her out of the group.
Yeah. No. I tell you what, when it was doing the rounds, we're not supposed to do the rounds. I've only seen it come up twice. And I haven't seen any other people, like when there's a scam going around, people say, oh yeah, that's been around for years. But this one, it's saying, and it picks a rail company that's in your area, like GWR are offering a special deal, £1.69. You get this card, which enables you to buy rail travel for up to a year for a really cheap price or free. And so initially I went to the link, and then it comes to the bit where it's asking you to pay the £1.69. And I thought, wait a minute now. So I looked at some of the people who'd been recommending it, saying, oh yes, great, add mine today. So you go to that person's page and they have no friends, no photographs, nothing. So they themselves are part of the scam, the people who are recommending it. So one came in for, I think it was Avanti or somewhere, and the other one was for GWR. So I put a post up on that thing, so they're saying, oh, this one's been around a little while. I said, it's a scam. Don't go to it.
Yeah.
It was one came up today from the Post, as the Royal Mail, the Post over here, and saying, oh, look, we got all these unclaimed packages, and so we decided to do a thing like Amazon, and we put them all onto these pallets, and you can buy a pallet for €2 if you win if you're chosen. So I gotta have a look at this. I gotta get to the bottom of it. So I said yes. Got this. Oh yeah, okay. So by miracle I've been chosen. I put my name down. So whoa, fantastic. So right, So I clicked on it again, and then it says, and it shows you all these things. I thought, well, that's pretty good. Click to continue. Click to continue to go to the buy-in page. And luckily, I've got in my computer, I've got built-in anti-scam networks. Yeah. And I clicked on this page, and my page went cling, 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 cling. Yeah. Take it off, get rid of it. It's a malware.
Yeah, because what they do is then they just ask you to sort of pay the £1.69, but as soon as you sort of pay that via your details or something, they've got you £1.69, but also I think they have your details.
You got your coordinates and everything,
Because what they do,
this is why it's important to get a good fucking anti-scam, anti-malware.
Yeah. I saw it, Roberts. The funny thing about the time, I actually was doing the rounds today. Interesting day. And I thought, right, I've got an hour now, quick, down to Langland first, walk Bella. And then I thought, shall I have my coffee break and a bit of a catch up on my sort of, paperwork online down there? And I thought, no, I'll go up to the Brangwen Hall first. Well, I'd loaned this orchestra my taiko drum, my big drum. And so I went back to pick it up at the end of the show. And then I thought, oh, it's actually only now. I was thinking an hour the other way, and I sat down and I thought, oh, it's only actually 7:15, not 8:15. And that's when I saw your post on.
Well, I was totally...
Really?
I hadn't heard anything about it at all. Nobody said anything to me about it. And I'm like...
So you're still on old time, are you?
But on my clock on the wall, it's old time. But then I looked at my computer and I said, 8 o'clock, what? Hang on a second, there's something wrong there. So then I typed into Google, did the hour change last night? Yes, it did. Okay, all right.
Yeah, they usually do it on the news, And finally, don't forget, you can wake up an hour later, 1 hour earlier. I'm not sure which way it went. So did we have an extra hour, or did we get one?
Extra hour, I went back.
Yeah. I still got tired.
Good.
Yeah, so it was this. We did with my taiko pals. We went to Bristol yesterday to meet up with 2 other taiko groups to have a swap of information and drum patterns and this and the other. Lovely day. And then one of the women had an inquiry a couple of days ago for a guy who's part of an orchestra, and they were playing in the Brangwyn Hall, and the concert was by this orchestra called the International Film Orchestra, and they travel around doing soundtracks for various films. So this particular show was all the Harry Potter films, all the music score from Harry Potter. So this guy said, oh, he'd had the score, and one part it needed a taiko drum. So we debated about it. Well, wait a minute, it's a bit short notice here. This guy kosher. So I rang him up yesterday, and he seemed to be sort of, and he understood. And we said, what about insurance on the thing? Does yours cover? Ours cover? Oh, a bit of a question mark. But then we declined. And then last night, I thought, well, the guy sounded quite tidy, actually. I was trying to get some cross references from other people. But in the end, I took my drum. I messaged him this morning, and I got down there at about 10 o'clock this morning when they were doing the get-in, and they were setting up. And he was a really nice guy. There were three of them in the percussion section. I said, oh, are you a kit drummer? No, he said, I'm a percussion player. And he was. You should have seen the stuff they had there. They had this huge bass, well, he called it a bass drum, but it was a concert. It's about 4 foot across, hanging on a frame. They had like a xylophone, 2 sets of the ones you play, a big glockenspiel, timpani drums, everything. So my drum, tucked in a corner, looked really small compared to the But I went up there to pick it up, and I thought I'd go up, 20 minutes early. So I caught about the last 20 minutes or so of the concert, sitting at the back, Lovely lighting too, lovely presentation. About a 60, 70-piece orchestra, harp player, classical harp, brass, strings, lovely. And this
Is it a one-man lift, you would drum sound?
Yeah, just about. But you couldn't carry it in great distance on your own. It's kind of up to the chest. We usually carry it between 2 of us, Right. So what I did, outside on the steps, whenever they've got a concert on, they've got this big aluminium ramp which goes down the steps. Right. So I took a picture of it, but I wheeled it out on my stand down the ramp, making sure it didn't get speed up to actually, at the bottom. Yeah, but it was quite good. Wheeling it all the way around the corridor, around the back, and they were quite pleased to have gone that number just before the end. I could see the guy standing in the corner where my drum was, Right. But he's really quite appreciative, and he was even willing. I thought, wait a minute now, I know they're kosher, but what happens if he puts a stick through the skin? So I had him sign a little disclaimer, which I just handwritten. And he was like, fine, yeah, signed away, give me his details, address and everything. And then he was big handshake at the end, So it's nice to experience the show, because they were doing, all the Harry Potter
it's good to get involved with other types of music as well, isn't it, So, no matter what style of music it is, it'll always open your eyes. You'll always see something there.
It was great. It was great to watch. And sometimes things you take for granted when you're watching an orchestra, because I was honing in on thinking, where's that coming from now? And I thought, what's that sound? And when I went up on the stage to get mine, I could see these 3 big kettle drums, next to each other. Apart from, he had what was part of a traditional kit, but laid out in a different way, because he was moving around the stuff, because there were 3 of them there on the percussion. And at one point, I saw him standing with a big pair of cymbals, waiting for that one part in the.
So, frozen salmon.
Where there's and the lighting was lovely. Really brought the Brangwyn to life. And at the back, where I was watching from, they had these special effect little, GoPro sort of lights, because in the ceiling then they almost had little patterns like little spiders back and forth the ceiling, creeping up and down the walls, which in different parts of the music, which kind of fitted really well, So then when I was down in Verge doing some stuff, and that was when I was clocking the time, I better go. I went down to catch a high tide, because last night a friend of mine took a picture of it, and I thought I knew it would be really high because as I came back over the Britain Ferry Bridge, I could see, normally when you drive in some places, you're concentrating on the road. You don't always see things either side. But when you're a passenger, you go, oh, I've never noticed that before. So one was the river at Britain Ferry on a high tide. Wow, it looks really quite stunning when it goes down to the sea. And you think, and it was a full moon, a really full, sort of moon, something like the colour of the one behind you, Con,
Yeah.
And that usually affects the tides when, they tie in, don't they? Full moon, high tide sort of thing. So it was really high and windy last night.
Yeah, I know. I was up at something like, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning, and I in the bathroom window, and I thought, what the hell is that flipping light over there? And it was the moon, but it was really bright.
It was clear. Well, we've had clouds. Yeah, I wanted to do the whole of the partial eclipse. I just just every time I went out, it was just clouds.
Yeah.
In the end, it got to about towards the end of the eclipse. Well, you could still see the shadow a bit, and I just got caught in a hole in the clouds. Basically, I had to rush out with all my stuff, set it up quickly, and get a few shots. So, but it wasn't
talking of the eclipse. So there was a partial eclipse your way, was it?
Yeah, well, everywhere in Northern Europe, there was a partial eclipse of the moon last night.
Well, yeah,
from about 8 o'clock on to about 11 o'clock.
All right, because I've been following Bonnie Tyler's on a big tour of Europe. She did one leg of about 20 odd dates, throughout Austria, Germany, Switzerland, Belgium. And she's hanging on the tag of 40 years since Total Eclipse of the Heart. And then she'd taken a break of about 10 days. And I think first couple of days in November the 11th, she starts another leg of 25 dates. France, she's doing Nantes, Marseille, Strasbourg, Paris, loads of dates. And so I noticed up on the page, somebody had done a remix of Total Eclipse of the Heart. And I thought, and I went to, and they've thought, maybe have a remix of, because 20 years ago, maybe a bit more, maybe 22 years ago, we had a full eclipse in the UK. And I was working on the radio at the time. And when I was playing a record on the show every now and then, I thought to myself, oh yeah, total eclipse of the sun. So I started rewriting the lyrics, and I came up with the whole song, and I rewrote the whole song to do with the total eclipse of the sun, the moon, Mars, the moon, I like a giant telescope. So I wrote it. Then I got in touch with Bonnie Tyler, and coming up in about 6 weeks' time, maybe a bit more, 2 months' time, was the total eclipse of the sun. So I said, what do you think about this? So I went up to her house, showed her the lyrics. She put on a backing track. She sang it through, and she loved it. And we just had to get clearance then from Jim Steinman to be able to do something with it. Because it's like saying to Leonardo da Vinci, do you mind if we put a red nose on your Mona Lisa? You don't mind. Like it's Jim Steinman's kind of major piece in it. So we had to hang back for ages till we could get permission. Right?
Well now then. Sam, I remember it well. Total eclipse of the sun. Bloody fabulous. Great idea, as it was a real one too.
And but the proviso was we could only use it locally on that one day when the eclipse was going on. So I said, yeah, okay. So we pressed up about 10 copies, that's all. I did all the artwork and everything, and we just played it on both radio stations, Swansea Sound and The Wave, exactly at the time of the eclipse.
Yeah,
so it's total eclipse of the sun. But this guy's...
Are you cracking up, Sam?
He said, I might be interested in that, away from my router. Yeah. Okay, I'll go in the other room now, where it's a better reception, I would think. Any better?
It seems to be better, yeah.
Yeah, it's just when in my front room, I'm kind of, a bit further away from my router.
Yeah.
So I suppose sometimes it doesn't go around the corner. Yeah, so I just thought to myself, but I thought, no, I'm not going to get back to him and say, oh, this is it. Next thing you know, somebody's lifted it, done something to it, and without my knowledge, and all of a sudden, oh, what? But it was interesting to sort of have him comment, I'm trying to think where I put my copy of it now. Yeah. Whatever. But that was, so I didn't know we had an eclipse going on here.
No, it was just the moon. It was just a partial eclipse of the moon.
Yeah.
Sun. Yeah. Unfortunately. But
so how is it going? Because I followed some of the threads with with Michael and Robert. So he's obviously on his way back from summer, is he, Kipper?
Yeah, he's coming back from, where was it, Bristol, wasn't it?
Forest Dean, I think, is daughter.
Yeah, so maybe he stopped somewhere on the way, is it?
He stopped. I think he said he's in Swansea, but they've stopped somewhere to have something to eat.
Yeah, another. Yeah, but regarding those dates, Andrew, because what I did, I thought, I'll see what I can do, and I sat down one day and I thought, right, let's have a look now. Register of births and deaths. What is it? So I finally got into a site. It's relatively easy to get in there, and you type in, first name, Christian name, the area, and you take, give or take 5-10 years, whatever, when you think, and up comes a list of people with those names.
Right.
So I found Viv Gans, and I thought, yeah, that looks about right, because you get a couple of people of the same name, and so, but I thought, Con, you more likely via Liz. Did you get dates from her?
No, I haven't. No, she hasn't.
Right. So the dates for Viv seem to make sense because I figured, well, he was about maybe 10, 12, 15 years older than me. Yeah. So yeah. So I think his birth date was something like about 1930 something, was it? And then the passing away was it 2004 or
yeah.
I can't remember now. I updated the list that I got.
But Arthur Goss, I looked for initially John Goss on Facebook. I looked down that ancestry thing, and I couldn't find John, so he's obviously not on Facebook. But I did find then an Ellie Goss. Looked at her profile, and I thought, oh, she looks a bit sort of beachy, helped out on stuff. She looked a bit sporty, and then I thought, oh, it's got to be John's daughter. So I sent her a private message, and she said, oh, great. She said, oh, you want to speak to my mum? Because Arthur would have been her grandfather. I thought, oh, wait a minute now. Oh, so there's Arthur Goss, John Goss's daughter, or whatever. And then, so the one I spoke to was the Arthur would have been her great-grandfather.
Yeah.
But, so I sent a message to Roz, obviously John Goss's daughter. She came back. Oh, she said, that's great. That's lovely. She said, I'll see if I can find out now. So that was about 2 days ago. So she hadn't got back to me yet, but the dates I thought I'd found for Arthur Goss seemed to be about right. Because it came up with him passing away maybe late 80s. Was it?
Yeah. Was it 87?
Yeah, I think that's what it said. Because I know he more likely would have been around before Paul and those formed the Lifeguards, was it?
Yeah.
He was just like a beach character, when I always remembered he was like a crisp. He was always
yeah.
Vinegar and olive oil.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we can't guess at those dates, can we? So we got to be 100%.
Yeah. So what I will do with Arthur, she said, "Oh, I'll get back to you." So I'll give her a little poke tomorrow to say, "Oh, we're actually trying to get on it a bit sharp. Have you had any news?" And I'll say I've got some dates, but I wasn't sure if they're exactly right. Yeah. So one of the options there, as I think I put up on one of my posts, is if we don't have any dates, and we like with that Kerry Evans who I suggested, the beach guy, I thought, right, there's a good friend of mine who used to go out with his sister years and years ago. So I rang him up and I said, right, have you got any kind of contact with Sharon? And he said, no, but I think she's up in, she lives in Sennybridge, and she's not Sharon Evans now, she's Sharon Davis. So I thought, okay, then, so trying to get, a dates there. But if we don't have access easily, quickly to the names we've already got, I think it's totally okay to put the disc up with the name, surfer, lifeguard, tennis thing, whatever. Yeah. It doesn't have to have the dates underneath.
No, it's not essential. No, it's not.
Great.
It would be nice if we've got them, but if we can't get them, if they're names that we've all agreed that they deserve to be on the post.
Yeah.
If we can get information, great. If we can't, well, we can't. But
I'm with you on the thing of having at least maybe 10 to 12 discs on the post before it comes up, because then it's
to be honest, Sam, I'd like to be able to, but I can't see it happening personally. I'd be chuffed if it does, but I can't honestly see it happening. I don't understand what the matter with this girl is.
Yeah, because it's a case of Michael giving another list that we've agreed with the details. He gives her the list and the copy, and then she does it. Is it that kind of breakdown in what's happening? That's why I was a bit confused. And I
don't know. I honestly don't know what's happening. I don't want to comment, because obviously if we comment, it's having to go with Michael. But
no, I just if
I'm perfectly honest, I can't understand how it's taken her 2 months or probably more to produce one disc that's like 3 or 4 mil smaller than what we want, and it's taken her 2 months to produce that. That's my honest opinion. But
to be honest, I was looking on the internet last night for ceramic discs or porcelain discs. They're obviously not as strong, but for about €12, you can get custom made ones.
Well, I don't know. I honestly said I don't know, but I can't remember whether I said it on the 1-to-1 with Michael or whether I said it on here. It was looking as if it was going to be a long drawn out thing again. So I said, I'm happy to organise the signpost. I'm happy to help put it up and concrete it in place. But as for the discs, I'm just going to hand it over to Michael then, because I don't know when. I don't know when it's going to be ready.
One from Kipper. Okay. Oh, it's gone. Fucking shit.
I'll will be ready this week, Friday. All can be dug this week. Contracted tomorrow.
Because I asked him a thing on coming in with the QR plate.
Okay, cool.
What
what we could do, but then again, if it has to go via Michael, even if we say, right, of those dozen names we've got, if we don't know exactly the dates, we don't put them on, and we hand the list to Michael to say, right, this is the list, these are the details. Yeah. Can you pass them on to the woman who's doing it?
Yeah, I honestly think that's what's going to end up. And then if we stick with these ceramic discs, I don't know how long we expected to wait for them, but I'd like to think that we'll have them before my name ends up on a disc. But but I don't hold up much hope, to be perfectly honest.
You could have your little bit in the middle, but a nickname. You could put the patience is a virtue,
Yeah. But I mean, I can understand that there's no rush. It would have been nice to have had some on there.
Well, but when it goes up, it would have been self-explanatory.
Yeah.
With the post and the recesses, it would have been. Yeah. That's what the post's for, right?
Yeah, it would have been nice. I mean, I don't know if I'm a worrier. Perhaps I don't think I'm a born worrier, but I do envisage that, we'll put the post up on the 11th of November, which I think is the perfect date to put it up.
Yeah.
But I do think to myself, is somebody going to say in a week's time, have you seen all these discs that have appeared on the post? And then we got to go down there and take them off.
Yeah. I don't think people will be that on it. You might get, I think it'll take a little while, a couple of weeks, to actually people go, oh, right, maybe we're supposed to put our own on.
Yeah.
I don't think that would happen for at least a week or two if anybody did.
Yeah, I would think so. But I think with regards to the queue, I can't remember whether you were on. I found by creating that page on Facebook and inviting everybody to join the page.
Yeah.
When you like you go in, you say right, invite, and then it says right, who do you want to invite? So I say Sam Sampson. On the bottom of the little square that you type the name in, because like when you put Sam in, there'll be a load of other names that come up first of all until you keep typing, and then you come up, right? And then I click on you, and then I click on invite. But on the bottom of that little square that used to do the search, it on the bottom of it, it shows create a QR code.
All right.
Page. So what you could do is if you wanted to, instead of sending the invite through Facebook, you could send the QR code I could have sent the QR code to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would find the page via that, and then you would join it.
Yeah.
So that QR code would work if it was on the post. But what I'm thinking of is maybe fortunate because Kipper had the good idea to say, just keep it short and sweet. Langland bench.
Yeah.
I think all we need is a little plaque to say, for information regarding the post, search Langland bench on Facebook.
What, instead of the QR code?
Instead of the QR code. I really don't think we'll need it because, people, if they're too thick that they can't do a search for Langland bench, they'll go and help them. But,
but the logistics of it. I mean, on for the information, one would take them to the bench page with the info on it, which you've got up there. Oh, this is how we started. This is what we did, and this is, and all your designs, Con. That's a nice bit of little trail back in history. And then, is there going to be a bit of, if you would like to be considered for one of your loved ones, we don't want to sort of, not to kind of disrespect, but we don't want to kind of like Gary's comment of, oh, my husband, he used to walk his dog every day in Langland. Yeah. I mean, the guy, to that lady, would have been totally kosher to go up on it. So it's hard to sort of, for us to decide who on merit and history and track record is the one that goes up there.
Not really. You should leave it to Mike and myself, as we said.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not,
and we are hard enough to say, well, no, he's not. It's not that he doesn't merit it, but he's not what we're looking for to get on the bench.
Yeah, that's right.
Just explain.
It's a tactical way of actually, editing it. Yeah, that's good.
We have to take into consideration, of course, if they donated, with the intention of knowing that they could put a thing up.
That's why
I think it's important to have people that have actually done something for life.
Yeah. Well, that was my